Beneath the cobbled streets of Edinburgh, where the air carries the weight of centuries and the shadows dance with the echoes of history, an unsettling story unfolds within the depths of the city's catacombs. This is the chilling chronicle of Edinburgh's forgotten passages, a tale of spectral whispers and the spectral resonance that permeates the ancient subterranean labyrinth. Our story commences on a cold November night in 2018 as a group of historians and paranormal investigators descend into the heart of the city's catacombs. Edinburgh's catacombs, hidden from the bustling streets above, have long been a repository for the bones and memories of countless generations. The damp walls, adorned with moss and worn by the passage of time, serve as a silent testament to the city's tumultuous past. On this particular night, Dr. Eleanor MacLeod, a renowned historian specializing in Scottish folklore, led a team of investigators into the forgotten passages to unravel the mysteries that lurked within. As the investigators navigated the narrow corridors, the flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the ancient stone walls. Dr. MacLeod, armed with historical records and an array of paranormal detection equipment, sought to uncover the spectral secrets that had whispered through the catacombs for centuries. Their journey led them to the Covenanters' prison, a grim chamber where those who resisted religious oppression during the 17th century found their final resting place. The air in the catacombs felt thick with an otherworldly presence as the investigators set up their equipment, including infrared cameras and EVP recorders, to capture any signs of spectral activity. As the investigators delved into the darkened depths, they reported chilling phenomena, disembodied whispers, the distant sounds of shackles, and an oppressive atmosphere that seemed to clutch at the very essence of the living. Dr. MacLeod, undeterred by the spectral encounters, consulted historical archives to piece together the tragic tales that unfolded within the Covenanters' prison. One haunting account spoke of Catherine Douglas, a young woman who had defied religious persecution and met her demise within the catacombs. Legend held that her spirit, forever bound to the depths, whispered a lament that echoed through the silent corridors. Dr. MacLeod, her scholarly skepticism now tempered by the spectral encounters, sought to establish communication with the lingering souls that haunted the subterranean labyrinth. In a moment of eerie communion, the investigators initiated a séance within the Covenanters' prison, their voices echoing through the damp chambers as they called out to the spectral entities. The atmosphere became charged with an unsettling energy, and the investigators felt an otherworldly presence enveloping them. Dr. MacLeod, guided by an invisible force, addressed the lingering spirits with reverence and respect. To their astonishment, the EVP recordings captured voices, spectral whispers that spoke of resistance, betrayal, and the enduring anguish of souls confined to the subterranean purgatory. Catherine Douglas, it seemed, communicated through the ethereal veil, her spectral voice laden with the weight of untold sorrow. As the investigators pressed on through the catacombs, they encountered a series of chambers adorned with ancient symbols and cryptic carvings. Dr. MacLeod, now attuned to the spectral resonance that permeated the labyrinth, deciphered the symbols as a form of spiritual sigil, a conduit for the energies that lingered within the depths. In a climactic moment, the investigators uncovered a hidden chamber adorned with flickering candlelight and remnants of long-extinguished flames. The atmosphere seemed to vibrate with an otherworldly energy as the investigators discovered an ancient book, its pages filled with handwritten accounts of the spirits that haunted the catacombs. The book, a spectral journal penned by a forgotten soul, spoke of the Covenanters' defiance and the enduring struggle against religious oppression. The investigators, now bearing witness to the untold stories that unfolded within the catacombs, felt a profound connection to the spectral entities that lingered in the subterranean darkness. As the investigators exited the catacombs, the damp Edinburgh air greeted them with a chilling embrace. Dr. MacLeod and her team, forever marked by their encounter with the spectral resonance of the forgotten passages, emerged into the cold November night with a haunting awareness of the mysteries that lingered beneath the surface of the ancient city. Edinburgh's catacombs, with their spectral whispers and tales of resistance, stood as a testament to the enduring power of history and the spectral echoes that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead. Dr. MacLeod and her team, forever changed by their journey into the depths, carried with them the chilling resonance of Edinburgh's forgotten passages, where the whispers of the past lingered in the shadows, waiting to be heard once more. In the heart of the French Quarter in New Orleans, where the vibrant music and lively atmosphere mask the hidden corners of the city's storied past, an eerie tale unfolds within the abandoned walls of a forgotten theater. This is the haunting chronicle of New Orleans' Phantom Stage, a story that merges the worlds of entertainment and the supernatural. Our narrative commences on a humid March night in 2013 as a group of intrepid paranormal investigators and theater historians set out to unveil the mysteries that linger within the decaying playhouse. The Crescent Shadows Theater, once a jewel of the city's cultural scene, stood as a silent witness to the bygone era of grand performances and roaring applause. However, as the tides of time shifted, the theater succumbed to neglect and abandonment, leaving behind a spectral legacy that beckoned the curious and the brave. Dr. Amelia Turner, a theater historian with a fascination for the supernatural, led the investigative team into the dilapidated playhouse. Armed with historical records, ghost detection equipment, and a passion for unraveling the mysteries of the stage, Dr. Turner aimed to bridge the gap between the world of entertainment and the ethereal realm that clung to the forgotten theater. The investigators, their footsteps echoing through the cavernous halls, entered the dusty auditorium adorned with faded red velvet seats and a stage where the spotlight had long since dimmed. Dr. Turner, with a sense of reverence for the theatrical spirits that were said to haunt the theater, consulted historical archives to uncover the tales that lurked within the abandoned stage. One particular legend spoke of the enigmatic actress Isabella Leclerc, a star of the Crescent Shadows Theater during its heyday. Isabella, it was said, had met an untimely demise on the very stage where she had once commanded the spotlight. Locals whispered of her ghostly apparition, still rehearsing lines and performing phantom soliloquies in the spectral silence of the abandoned playhouse. As the investigators set up their equipment, including infrared cameras and EVP recorders, a palpable sense of anticipation filled the air. Dr. Turner, attuned to the nuances of theatrical history and the supernatural, initiated a seance in the hope of establishing a connection with the lingering spirits that were rumored to grace the Phantom Stage. In the dim light of the abandoned theater, the investigators witnessed unexplained phenomena, the flickering of phantom lights, the distant echoes of ghostly applause, and an otherworldly energy that seemed to pulse through the air. Dr. Turner, her scholarly skepticism momentarily suspended, felt a spectral presence enveloping the investigative team. To their astonishment, the EVP recordings captured ethereal voices, whispered lines of Shakespearean verse, and the haunting melody of a long-forgotten ballad. The investigators, now immersed in the spectral symphony of the Crescent Shadows Theater, experienced a moment of communion with the theatrical spirits that lingered within the abandoned playhouse. Driven by the spectral encounters, the team ventured backstage, where the dressing rooms and costume closets held the remnants of a bygone era. In the mirror-lined dressing room of Isabella Leclerc, the investigators reported anomalous temperature fluctuations and a palpable sense of the actress's lingering presence. In a climactic moment, the investigators observed the dressing room's mirror reflecting the apparition of Isabella Leclerc, her ghostly visage adorned in the elegant costumes of yesteryear. The spectral actress, seemingly caught in an eternal performance, cast a mournful gaze at the investigators before dissipating into the shadows. As the team exited the Crescent Shadows Theater, the humid Louisiana night embraced them with a blend of mystery and the echoes of phantom applause. Dr. Turner and her team, forever marked by their encounter with the spectral stage, emerged into the lively streets of the French Quarter with a chilling awareness of the theatrical spirits that lingered within the abandoned playhouse. The The Crescent Shadows Theater, with its decaying elegance and phantom performances, stood as a testament to the enduring power of entertainment and the spectral echoes that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead. Dr. Turner and her team, forever changed by their journey into the world of New Orleans Phantom Theater, carried with them the haunting resonance of the Crescent Shadows, where the spirits of the stage continued to rehearse their ethereal performances in the spectral silence of the abandoned playhouse. Along the rugged coast of Pemaquid Point, Maine, where the crashing waves carve tales into the granite cliffs and the salty breeze carries whispers of maritime lore, a mysterious story unfolds around the abandoned Pemaquid Lighthouse. This is the eerie chronicle of the phantom light that haunts the desolate tower, a tale that blurs the lines between the natural and the supernatural. Our narrative commences on a fog-laden night in August 2014 as a team of maritime historians and paranormal investigators embark on a quest to uncover the secrets that shroud the abandoned lighthouse. The Pemaquid Lighthouse, with its stark silhouette against the Atlantic horizon, had guided ships safely through treacherous waters for over a century. However, as technology evolved, the lighthouse was decommissioned, standing as a stoic sentinel to maritime history. The team, led by Dr. Jonathan Hayes, a maritime historian with a penchant for uncovering the spectral remnants of coastal legends, sought to unveil the mysteries that clung to Pemaquid Point. As the investigators approached the weathered lighthouse, enveloped in a cloak of coastal mist, the air seemed charged with an anticipatory energy. Dr. Hayes, armed with historical records and an array of paranormal detection equipment, aimed to capture the essence of the phantom light that was rumored to illuminate the abandoned tower. The team ascended the spiraling staircase, their footsteps echoing through the hollow chambers of the lighthouse. In the lantern room, where the majestic Fresnel lens had long been extinguished, the investigators set up their equipment, including infrared cameras and EVP recorders, to capture any signs of spectral activity. As the night unfolded, the investigators reported chilling phenomena, the flickering of an unexplained light within the lantern room, the distant sound of maritime bells, and a spectral glow that seemed to emanate from the once majestic Fresnel lens. Dr. Hayes, undeterred by the ethereal encounters, delved into maritime archives to uncover the tales that lurked within the shadow of Pemaquid Point. One legend spoke of Captain Tobias Sinclair, a seasoned mariner who had perished in a shipwreck off the coast during a fierce storm. Locals whispered that Captain Sinclair's spirit, forever bound to the sea, sought refuge within the abandoned lantern room, where he manifested as a phantom light to guide lost ships through the mist-laden waters. In an attempt to establish communication with the maritime spirit, the investigators initiated a seance within the lantern room, their voices echoing through the desolate chamber as they called out to Captain Sinclair. The atmosphere became charged with an unsettling energy, and the investigators felt an otherworldly presence enveloping them. Dr. Hayes, his scholarly skepticism momentarily set aside, questioned the ethereal entities about the origins of the phantom light. To their astonishment, the EVP recordings captured ethereal voices, the spectral whispers of Captain Sinclair, speaking of maritime journeys, lost souls, and the eternal vigil over Pemaquid Point. The investigators, now immersed in the spectral symphony of the abandoned lighthouse, experienced a moment of communion with the maritime spirit that lingered within the coastal tower. As the team descended from the lantern room, the fog outside had lifted, revealing the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. Dr. Hayes and his team, forever marked by their encounter with the phantom light of Pemaquid Point, emerged into the cool night air with a haunting awareness of the maritime mysteries that persisted within the abandoned lighthouse. The Pemaquid Lighthouse, with its weathered grandeur and spectral glow, stood as a testament to the enduring power of coastal legends and the spectral echoes that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead. Dr. Hayes and his team, forever changed by their journey into the world of maritime spirits, carried with them the chilling resonance of Pemaquid Point, where the phantom light continued to pierce through the mist, guiding lost souls through the ethereal waters of the Maine coastline.